Hello and welcome to my immigration guide for Songs of Syx. I am Icon and this video has been made for early access version 60. In this one I'm going to explain everything you need to know to get immigration working for your city. This is all about growing your city with immigration, understanding how the mechanic works, and understanding how to manipulate it to grow your city accordingly. So, first off, the easy part. You see over here in that bar is the number of people living in your town, and the number below depicts how many immigrants are currently willing to get into your town. +0 says nobody, +1, you get the idea. Just double click that and they migrate towards you. That's the easy part. The harder part is to understand how does all that work. The simple answer, but really grossly oversimplified, is the more offers of service and attractive things you have in your city for a certain species, the more people will come. So, for example, one really high quality building like a tavern or a crypt or a temple will attract a lot of people because that's a new service and people are like, wow, in this city, there's that stuff. But the more people you already have in your town, the more demanding they are. Like, citizen number 50 had way lower expectations than citizen number 1500. So the bigger your city grows, the more demanding your people will be. That's the easy part. The more complicated part is to extract these informations out of this behemoth of bars, numbers, and whatnot. So I'm going to help you with that. So mouse overing over the population here, you see a more detailed overview of what I said there. So your current fulfillment is, that's in the middle section there, versus your current expectation is. So that's what I said there. The more fulfillment you have, the more people will come. The more people are living there, the higher the expectations. So you also see down there how much fulfillment you have already there and how many new immigrants you can already expect with what you got in your town. That's really useful to plan ahead. And down there's a couple of other informations, but they go without saying. So fulfillment, we need to talk about that because this is a pretty abstract number. Fulfillment is the sum of all these services here. So it's the synergy of population qualities, food, services, equipment, environment, religion, work, and whatnot. That's really a lot. Let's go into one of these and check it out. So let's click food. Over here we see now the total happiness towards food of your human population. As you see here, the number is 3.88 of 11. That means we have a lot of improvement room there. So over here you see how the stats determined. There's nobody starving, so this bar is full. If somebody would be starving, this fulfillment will drop. This is a negative bar, so when this is full, this is the best state. But here, food preference is 0.10. That means I don't really have much food that my people like. Also, my people seem to be unhappy because we don't have much storage. Also, here we see the amount of rations everybody gets. They are unhappy because they only get 1 ration per day. If you're able to pump that up, your people will grow a lot happier. Drink rations, that's alcohol, that's not water. In this game, drink stands for alcohol. And as you see here, these are the metrics where I could increase my performance to attract more people, generally said. And that's going a long way for all the other bars here. So services, for example, as you see here, the eating services are fulfilled to 98%. If I would be putting up more eating services now, the people wouldn't be really attracted by that because we already got plenty of these. Same goes for sleeping services, but interesting part here, hygiene services. They are here depicted with 99%, but only because we don't have anything of a higher quality. Here the game is a little bit interesting to understand. If I'd be putting up baths, people would actually come over here and would be attracted by that. But if I put up more canteens here, that would not necessarily do much more than that. You always have to check how much room is here in that bar to see how much more improvement you'd get. In this certain readout here, I can easily extract we'd be best off with more taverns and more arenas. That would have the easiest and biggest impact. Baths obviously would be a smart choice too. And now you can see and understand that these things are quite easily to read out once you got the basic system of it. So equipment here, you see, my people don't have enough clothing for, as it seems. The more suits of clothing you assign to the people, the more happy they'll be. So here you can increase the number of sets of clothing every person should have. Here you can assign how much jewelry they should have. And, you know, there's a lot of things that you can do there. I don't want to go now into every single one of these. The necessary information you need is always found on tooltips. What's not that easily to understand, where I struggled a lot, was to understand that the sum of these things is my whole fulfillment. And don't aim for the bars that are already pretty full. Aim for the bars that are already that are still pretty empty, and this way you can get a big migrational pull. A couple of these decisions are nothing you can build. For example, here the retirement age, or the sliders of how much food they'll get. Here you can also assign what kind of food they should eat or not. All these things. To help you how to configure these things, check out your information about the species themselves. You see here what kind of food preferences they have, what kind of how they think about other species. That's important when you want to mix other people. What kind of religion they prefer. But one really, really important thing that I want to talk about here too is here, immigrant liking. So every species behaves differently towards immigration. This means that for every species that dislikes immigrants, and that's pretty much every species out there that doesn't like that, the fulfillment will drop for a while. Here, there, you see the immigrant value here is dropping the fulfillment quota. It's a pretty simple thing. The more immigrants you have, the more unhappier people will be with that, and then the growth via immigration will slow down. This is a necessary and important mechanic, because otherwise you would be easily snowballing out of control. This does hold down after a while, and the longer the people live there, as far as I've seen things, this is unconfirmed information, but as far as I've seen things, after a couple of years, people don't count as immigrants anymore, and the people then will chill out. So here's one other thing that's really, really cool. If you don't want to double click all the time, you can simply just set up here how many immigrants should be automatically put up. This slider says, if there are immigrants and my population is smaller than 400, then it'll be automatically assigned, and they'll be automatically drawn into your town. So if you know how many people you actually want to have, you can just assign that auto slider accordingly, all the way up to 40,000 people. Don't do that. So here's a couple of things to think about, and a little bit of tips and tricks and experiences from my side. When you are increasing the immigration in your town, keep an eye on the fact that you will need more food. You will need more general services. People will need more places to sleep at. They will need more places to poop at. They will need more places to be buried at. All the needs will grow. They will need more clothing. They will need more everything. So if you create an avalanche of immigration towards your city, which is pretty easily doable once you've understood how these things here work, always be aware of the fact that this all comes with costs. Don't grow mindless, grow cautious, grow with a plan, and always amp up your food production accordingly. Because this is one thing that I have noticed a while ago, and more often, that immigration can easily bump up your consumption of goods by a lot. Okay, so I don't want to bloat this tutorial unnecessarily. That's all my knowledge I got about this topic there. Feel free to drop your knowledge into the comment section below, because this is a very deep topic and I'm pretty sure I haven't covered all of it, but enough that you should be able to manipulate the immigration pull towards your town if you're struggling with that whole topic. So leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. There's daily content coming up from my side. You just need to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you'll stay informed. So have a good one. See you soon. Goodbye.